Good morning, and welcome to New Covenant Church of Humble, Texas. Let's run in and show how to turn on this audio system. Coming in, we'll head down the hallway. And through these doors, we'll head in to the sanctuary. And you'll see the stage. And Joey's already playing drums. This is the tech area. This is the audio system we'll be setting up this morning. First thing we should do here, while Joey continues to play drums, is turn on this switch on the top of the rack, which lights up all of these things and starts up the process of booting up these mixers. And there we have it. They're up and ready in just seconds. The rack is ready to go. As it boots up, we're ready to go to the keyboard right here and enter in our, and now that we've put in the code and the Mac is up and ready, now we'll just grab the mouse here and move to the bottom. And as we hover over, the icons should pop up as soon as we're ready to go. And there we are. And we'll select SuperRack Soundgrid. And we'll double click. And here we go. And it's loading. We generally get this error message right here. And we'll just clear it by saying, okay. And that brings up Soundgrid. I'll generally go to the show tab here and make sure that I have my show page loaded up. Let's see if we can pick that here. And right here is Sunday Rocking 2. And if I only click on it once, I'm going to do that, click on it, and hit load. And of course we will be nice and save the last thing that was on there before. And now we're loaded. And that will bring up my settings right here with all my plugins that I use. I'll also move over here to the M32. And to bring up my configuration, I'm going to go to this show control right there. And I'm going to hit view. Over here on the page, I'm going to scroll down I see these tutorials on YouTube all the time and never realized how difficult it is to run the camera and do the operation at the same time. We're going to load up my show right here, which is 85 1, 2, 3, backup. We're going to load it by going to the first tab here. We're going to hit enter. And now the whole thing is reconfigured and we're set to go. Now from here we've got this board, and this is our last thing that we need to do. Press this button. And that will start the sequencer that will turn on the rest of the system. All of the amps and processors and everything to make this thing work beautifully. Now that I have that up, and Joey's up there playing, as we can see from here. Joey's playing drums. We can only hear his natural sound. But I get on my scene, I start with the scene all the way down in volume on the main master. So I'm going to turn that up. And the DCA master for Joe. And if I need to, I'm going to go to the matrix and my first matrix over here. I'm going to turn up the subs. One more thing to note along the way is when we go to the matrix page here on the bottom, the first two matrix sends right here are called stream. Right here on these faders, this sends volume from the mixer to the live stream. And then when I want to look to see what my volume is going out to the live stream, I'm going to look over here all the way down there. At that monitor right down there. That's my output volume for the live stream. If I want to listen to the live stream, I'm going to come back over to this matrix out and I'm going to solo them. We'll see the flashing light over here. And right over here where the headphones level is, that's my volume that I'll hear in my ears when I plug in my headphones. But that's where it's going to come from. As I select this also, I'll usually come over here to the EQ tab and then I'll see that up on screen. I'm going to roll off some of the super sub lows in this thing. I'm going to boost some of the highs. Let's move that up just a little bit higher. We're ready for live streaming. One more thing over here. These are my mute groups. This mute group, number 6, is going to mute the pastor and his mic and all that. Number 3, it's going to mute all of the singing mics all at once. So once they leave the stage, when they come on the stage, they're on. And when they leave the stage, I turn them off. That way we can't hear them talking backstage. It keeps the recording nice and clean. And we don't hear them talking about whatever they want to talk about on the live stream. On the first bank here in operation are 1 through 16 on the first bank, and these first set of faders here are dedicated to the drums. Kick drum through hi-hat, snare drum, toms, and overheads. Next up in green we have bass guitar. We also have a percussion here. This one, these two sets here that are linked together, this is the synth, which is the backup keyboards. This is the main keyboard that Charlie plays. And this, if we have a guitar player, these are the faders that control the guitar left and right. Moving back over here, we have on our bank of 17 through 32. Easy to get to right here. The next important thing are all of the vocals. You can see when they're flashing that means that they are muted from our mute group right here. So what we're going to do is unmute it. We don't see the light, and now those channels are ready to go. If you see a solid red light, we're going to unmute that. That's our choir mic, and that's ready to go. This is our acoustic guitar. If we have one of those, we'll unmute this and it'll be ready to go. And let's just turn up the fader, and we've got acoustic guitar, which I don't believe we have today, so we'll leave it muted and turned down. Next up, we have on the second fader bank our stems. This is the talkback and click channels that run through the system. These are routed to the in-ears, and if I need to listen to Charlie, I can solo his channel. But essentially, we don't hear Charlie talking. That's his channel to talk on. But by selecting this, you'll notice that it is not in the main left-right stereo bus. It's not assigned. If I press this button, Charlie would be able to talk to the entire audience. We don't want him to ever do that. So, moving along, Spanish church. This is very important. This is the pastor's channel and the crowd mics. This is our audience mics. Super important. These are also not ever routed to the house, but the pastor's mic is. You'll see that it's blinking, so that means we would unmute it here, and he's up and ready to go. That's assuming that on the DCA you have his channel turned up. I also have what I call an undermix on the third down, and this is going to control the extra volume that I send to the live stream for the pastor and his mics. That's assigned by selecting this mix, hitting fader flip, and then we can add a little extra to him, come out of fader flip, and go back. And this volume here assigns to the stream and gives a little extra volume so that you can keep up with the live band online. Speaking of, since we're talking about this master section here, the DCAs are labeled drums, bass, guitars, vocals, stems, keyboards. The red one is the pastor, that's speech, and then we have effects. If we mute the effects, the reverb and delay and special effects to the vocals will go away, but we do not have that assigned to anything for the drums. To assign or to adjust the audio for the effects, we're going to make sure that our DCA is turned up. We're going to select our third one down that are the buses 9 through 16, and this is the delay for the vocals. This is the vocal reverb. This is its ratio of how much it is wet to dry. This one is for the drum verb. It's not assigned to the DCA, so this is your volume all the time, and this is my special effect for thickening vocals, which is a chorus. In the event that you want to adjust any of the effects on the vocals or the drums, the easiest way to do that is to just, so you see there's like the vocal reverb. So we're going to come up here and we're going to select the vocal reverb, and over here we're going to hit effects. So that's going to bring up this screen so that we can adjust that vocal reverb right here with the decay time of the reverb, the pre-delay of the reverb, the size of the room that it's in, and if we decide we would also like to work on, say, the delay time, we would press the one corresponding to the delay time, and now we have delay up on screen. Vocal reverb, delay, vocal reverb, drum reverb, chorus for the vocal thickening. Also assigned to the delay over here, we'll notice that there is one flashing LED for number 12, and by tapping this is our tap tempo, and that's going to adjust the delay time or the repeat time for the echoes on the vocals. And for the most part, that's the operation of this board. In the event that there's a video, we're going to come down from our assignments here all the way down to aux in USB. All these are in green. This first set of faders here is going to be assigned to these first set of faders here are assigned to the audio from usually my phone. These second set here are labeled PC. These ones in stereo are going to handle the audio coming from those computers over there, and they will send you audio. And if there's a video, this is where it'll come from. And over here, this is where the volume will be. Pre-service. There we go. Make sure that we have on USB in PC. And running that. Making sure it's going to the stream. And making sure that we look past Stephanie. And we can see those meters right there. And that's the perfect level. So also these mics here that are set up for the background singers come into this little piece gear here. This like a little snake that runs back to that tiny mixer. I usually clean up the cables much better, but much more like this. So I've got more work to do at front of house. But right next to the drum kit, inside that box there, and there's me in the reflection, there's also this rack. If for any reason that anything gets changed from here, here's one of the things to remember. That this is the snake on the bottom. Those are our wireless mics right there in order. And as you can see right here, there's a small little mixer here. It's a Mackie 1402. And in the case of like right now, for the choir mics, this would mean we would get no choir mics. What we have to do is turn up the first 4 sliders here and the left-right main to this. We can see that the lights are on, so we know that that's working. This is where they're going to come in. Without those turned up, we're not going to get anything.
Waiting on the bass player.
Yeah, bro, like we already finished practicing, bro.
You so
I got stopped by a train.
you got stopped by a train.
Sure he did. Ain't no trains in Humble.
Oh God,
I was even.
He's on the train. I got stopped by a train in GTA. But I got pulled over. In Grand Theft Auto. So, yeah, I'm riding.